Okay, so welcome to my little corner of Greene County. I'm in the northwest corner of Greene County near Bulls Gap. And so basically I chose the backyard to start because the sun was shining in my eyes and I don't like that. So I basically have some apple trees out here that I'm just going around realizing that I have little pestilence on the leaves. I swear this wasn't here like 2 days ago, so I'll be spraying tomorrow if it doesn't rain. So a little corner. This over here is an heirloom in our family. It's called the Crazy Rose. I bought this for my mother about 20 years ago. It was a miniature rose. And this is actually a lot smaller than it is. I'm experimenting with positions for this poor little thing. It's looking kind of ratty right now, but it's actually looking a lot better than it done. It has these beautiful, it's almost like a Joseph's coat kind of flowers. So I hope it makes it. And I just realized that my fig tree is putting out leaves. So I'm happy about that. Keep going back. And this is the daylily that will not quit. I planted daylilies in this. You probably can't see it. There's a tire. I planted a couple in the tire a few years ago, and it's outgrown the tire, but I can't get the tire off. So I don't know what to do with it. So anyway, Strong or has an idea, let me know. This is where I have some of my grafted trees. 2 of them didn't take, 2 of them did. So I'm just kind of letting them chillax back here for a little while before I move them around to a little sunnier area. Or not sunnier, but more accessible area. Oh, nice. The satellite dish, little wren has decided to build a nest there. I just scared her. Poor wren. So this monstrosity of a house here, not monstrosity, it's just ugly. Basically, it's a basement / garage, and the last owner decided he was going to build the house on top of it. So I basically live in a 2-story, 1-story house, lots of stairs. You'd think I'd be in better shape, but I'm not. So under the deck here, if you go upstairs, that's the door into the kitchen. Don't mind the weeds. I swear they grew overnight too. And this is my hops. I started with 1 tuber, and it's already grown to the top of the deck. So it's like 15, 16 feet tall, and it's still growing. And you can kind of sort of see, let's see, do we have any here? They're all at the top, of course. But they're starting to make the little hops berries now.
That's cool.
So there's that. So, and this is my little strip mall here. So I had my dad bring over his tiller a few years ago and just tilled strips in the ground. I was growing into the ground and having to redo it. And I thought I need to make some little beds here. So this year, early this spring, I went ahead and made cobbled together these little beds. So I've got herbs growing and some of the plants from the plant sale, perennials and annuals. Yes, Beaker. Don't kill me. Stop tripping me. This ugly little thing right here is called a tea hibiscus. It looks ugly now, but as the weather warms up, it's going to turn into a full-blown, like a 5-foot bush. And when the petals fall off of it, the little calyces that the leaves attached to, you pick them and you can use them to make teas. It's one of the ingredients in red zinger tea. If you've ever drunk that, it makes the tea actually red. You'll see, well, hang on. So this is a little Golden Delicious scion that I grafted on earlier. You can already see it's got the little spots. Everything else doesn't have any, so we'll see what happens. It's an experiment. These are my honeyberries. So this is one honeyberry. Honeyberries are similar to blackberry or blueberries. They're normally grown farther up north, so this is kind of an experiment to see if they work. The only difference is they don't have the same requirements of the acidic soil that blueberries do. So these guys, especially this one, has grown a lot since I planted him. So I'm crossing my fingers. This is one of my cheap beds. I just bought one little kiddie pool and filled it full of soil, put holes in the bottom, and Now it's holding mint and some anise hyssop. This is a bed that I put together. It's a little taller than the ones I normally do, just for flares. And that's a cardinal climber that's starting to go up the side of the stairs. Pretty soon this whole stairs will be covered with little red flowers that the hummingbirds love. So I'm big into the raised beds too. This is my first official raised bed that my dad actually put together because I didn't have a power drill at the time. So I did my batting my eyes and said, Daddy, please will you put this together for me? So he did. So he did 2 for me. And then I decided I was going to try myself because I finally got an electric drill. And I'll show you the results over here. It's not pretty. So I guess I didn't realize, I knew I had to drill the little pilot hole before I could actually screw in thing. But this is the result. So I've got screws poking out all over the place, not completely together, but it's been here for 4 years. So, and this is a hummingbird, or not a hummingbird, a butterfly bush that's supposed to be low growing, but it's already almost 5 feet tall. So we'll see. And I just recently, I pulled out a bunch of, originally the soil in this bed was about 5 inches shorter than it was. I've been filling it in. So I've been having to dig up my iris and replant them. And the prerequisite, potatoes and tires. This is a Vitex Negundo plant or bush. It's not fun to, it's not very appealing or anything like that. It's not beautiful or anything like that, but the bees love it and it flowers like July, August. So I bought it for them. I'm so selfless. And this is a planter I made out of a large animal horse trough. Basically, Beaker, don't knock stuff down. Yeah, you know. And so I've got a relatively new bed over here made out of cement blocks. I learned a long time ago you put cappers over the cement blocks because it doesn't matter how well you do, there's going to be weeds growing there. So I just eliminated that bother. Here's my garlic. And it's getting to be toward, I've already harvested about 3 kinds because it turned yellow on me. Kind of small bulbs, but better than what I've done before. And you can see I've harvested some scapes. So I ground those up with a little bit of salt and olive oil, and I'm enjoying that with stir fries. So I've got the beds with tomatoes in. I'm trying out the drip irrigation for the first time this year. And I am going to put straw down to hold down the weeds, so don't worry about that. That's coming. I have to go into town. I have never been able to grow broccoli. It gets to about this stage, and then those little cabbage loopers come around, no matter how much I spray. So this may be the last year I try broccoli. I do have pretty good luck with romaine lettuce, though, but the storm that went through a couple hours ago knocked dirt all over them, so I'm going to have to put some mulch down for you. This is a plant called golden marguerite, and the flowers, little yellow flowers, you can make dye out of it. And I've got some plastic beds that I just have, herbs. Here's my asparagus that got knocked all over the place. Strawberry beds. So I've made a whole bunch of different beds for different things, and I'm just kind of switching around. My snow peas that look like I need to do another picking of. And these are I call them my compost beds. Basically, this is the first compost bed I started in 2015 when I moved here, and it's shrunk down. This was last year's, and it was about 4 feet tall when I started. I don't go through the whole, because I don't have the bins or anything like that, so I just kind of throw it there and weed whack around periodically. This little guy, I noticed that I have parsnips from last year. One of the parsnips went to seed and I threw it down. There's borage in there, there's catnip in there, and a raccoon or something brought a duck egg from the duck pond next door and deposited it in my yard. This little thing I really love. This is called malva. It's related to hollyhocks. And the name of it's Merlin, so I really liked it, the color. And it's a little bit past, but I'm glad you got to see the flowers. And then there's my bees. 4 of my bees there, and 4 more up by the trees. So that's about it. Like Lori said, it's kind of a work in progress. So I keep adding beds and still don't have enough room. So eventually. All right.
That was awesome.
That's it for me. Oh, and there's my Juliet balcony. That's my Juliet balcony. The darn fool who built this house, there's the front door supposedly, and he built a balcony, but he didn't build any way to get down from it. So I call it my Juliet balcony. I go out there and
Oh Lord.
spy on Waylon and Zach, if those of you who know what that is.
Waylon's gonna get you arrested. You're gonna be with me in the big house.
Facebook jail. Yep. All right.
Well, great job.
That's it for me, unless people have questions.
Anybody got questions for Pam?
Pam, remind me what that late flowering bush is that you said that the bees like so much.
Oh, it's called Vitex Negundo, Vitex, and the next word is Negundo.
Awesome.
I actually got it from Mike Studer, the state apiarist. He's the guy who comes around and inspects when there's big problems. And those two, and I bought a crepe myrtle at Lowe's on sale February or something like that and planted it. And that cool spell we got in April killed every leaf. It was leafing out. They were leafing out so beautifully, and they're just now starting to come back nicely. And I just realized that my crepe myrtle finally has leaves on it too, so I'm happy. They lived, yay!
Cool.
But yeah, there are kinds of Vitex that you say Vitex and people cringe because they're so invasive, but this kind supposedly isn't. I haven't had a problem in 3 years. Whew, I'm getting my exercise in the heat. I got the vapors.
The vapors. Well, just since I've been on the phone with y'all, I got a little shower of rain and now the sun's shining again. So.
Yep. Yep. Oh, and I want to show you one last thing. This is Lake Hammett. So where I have my garden was actually supposed to be a house site, which is why I had to have raised beds. So they had this little depressed area that no amount of scraping has seemed to be able to, and it rains a lot and it fills up with water. And then especially during the warm season, it goes away pretty quickly, but it's still a little weird to walk out and find a pond in your front yard.
Rain garden.
No, because when it dries out, it's like dry as a desert.
Oh, okay.
So the only thing I can do is put big, like river rock or something over it to at least make it so it's not quite so ugly.